Sometimes we all just need a good old-fashioned reset. In this episode, we're going to talk about the power of the reset button, some strategies for you to refocus and rebuild, and then how to sustain long-term success. Stick with us. Hey everyone, John here. 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 Welcome to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. Hey everyone, John here. Welcome to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. Today is all going to be about hitting that reset button. And if you are like me, we are at the end of our 11th season. I can't believe it. And this season has been about kickstarting your new year. So all strategies, how to get going, how to keep on going. And maybe you've hit a wall. Maybe what you planned to get done after the first of the year never even really started. Maybe life happened and things went awry and you really had to turn your focus somewhere else. That's okay. Because in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to hit that reset button and refocus on where you want to go. One of the things that I have learned in my brief time on this earth is even the best made plans don't always go the way that we want them to go. Don't always happen the way that we plan them, no matter how hard we try to get everything perfect. Something always comes up. It may be a bill that you weren't expecting. It may be something in your business that happens. And guess what? Now you got to spend a little bit of time fixing it. This time of year, sickness. Somebody gets sick. You got a small workforce. Now you're down to 2 people. Guess what? You can't meet all those orders. You can't service all those calls. If you are going to school, the spring semester, it wasn't always my best semester. The fall semester, we had sporting events. You had the new year that kicked off. And then in the spring semester, you had to go to school and get up when it was dark, stay late. It was cold outside, at least where I lived. There was a lot of challenges that I found in the spring semester that I didn't see in the fall semester. So today, you're going to hit the reset button. You're going to hit the reset button and not forget everything that has happened to you up to this point, but you are going to allow yourself to refocus and rebuild. And we're going to talk about it right now. The first topic that I want to cover for you today is going to be the power of the reset button. And this is an important, really, I don't know how to put words around how powerful hitting that reset button can be. But you are going to have to understand when it is okay to hit that reset button. To say, time out, things aren't working here. I'm tired of beating my head against the wall. I'm going to hit that reset button. Maybe it's a new initiative that you wanted to start at the beginning of the year, or a new way to conduct your team meetings, or the word of the year that you came up with, or that calendar that's on your wall that you planned for. None of it's happened. That would be a great opportunity to hit that reset button, okay? That's in the past. Now, what are some ways that we can look forward? Another reason to hit that reset button is if you are getting close to burnout. If you're doing everything that you possibly can do and it just isn't working, you feel like your wheels are spinning, you're on that hamster wheel of life, maybe it's time to hit the reset button. Or maybe you're complacent. Maybe you have achieved everything that you've wanted to achieve, and now you're asking yourself, what's next? Time to hit that reset button. And last but not least, you've set some goals, and maybe there's a misalignment. Something just isn't jiving. Time to hit the reset button. So those are reasons why I've hit reset buttons in my life, and those are reasons why you may need to think about hitting that reset button. One of the things that the reset button does for us is it gives us a psychological fresh start. And that can mean the world to motivation, to creating momentum. Our psyche and what we tell ourselves is the most important thing when it comes to change, when it comes to implementing something, when it comes to driving our mission and vision of where we want to go, where our company is, where we see ourselves in a year to 5 years. All of that starts with our psychological well-being. And the power of the reset button gives us a psychological fresh start. For those of you that have hit the reset button in the past, you know what I'm talking about here. So trust me when I say all it takes is to sit down, come to terms with yourself, go through, figure out what you want to do and why you want to do it, and then hit that reset button. Now we're going to talk about some mindset techniques after you've determined that you need to hit that reset button. Where do you go next? So here we're going to talk about strategies for refocusing and rebuilding. And one of the techniques that I like to use right up front, start, stop, and continue. We use this at the beginning and the end of the year. Every time you hit the reset button, I want you to write on the top of your paper, take out a sheet of paper, start, stop, and continue. You're going to have 3 columns on your sheet of paper. What do you need to start doing after you hit the reset button? What do you need to stop doing after you hit the reset button? And what do you need to continue through your reset? Keep it simple. 3 columns, start, stop, continue. Then, what that is going to allow you to do is start to reframe your mindset. So you're going to take a look at those 3 columns. That stop column is everything that you are going to move off your plate, figure out how you can delegate it, figure out how you can cut it out of your routine. Everything you're going to continue, I want you to write down what that looks like. Are you planning it? Is it continuing as far as reaching your goal? If you've reset your goal destination or milestones in your goal, then what you continue may have to adjust as well. And then what you need to start, and this is important here, anything that you need to start, I want you to envision, take another sheet of paper, everything that you've bulleted on that list. Start with at maximum 3 things that you need to start. A lot of times, that's what happens. We got 12 things on our list that we got to start. We get overwhelmed and none of it gets going. Okay? So we want to learn the lesson that we may have learned at the beginning of the year, and that's why we're hitting reset now. We've set way too many goals for ourselves. Focus on your top 3 start activities. Take each one of those activities, and I want you to envision what day 1 looks like. Day 1 of you starting that activity. Start there. If you can't envision what day 1 looks like, you're not going to even get to day 2, day 3, or a week down the road. I want you to write down what day 1 looks like for each one of those up to 3 start activities. Is that fair? Okay. So those are going to be your 3 strategies to refocus and rebuild. Remember, divide your paper into 3. Start, stop, and continue. In order to reframe our mindset, get out the stop activities, figure out what those continued activities need to look like moving forward, and then pick your top 3 start activities, figure out what day 1 looks like. Now, this is probably one of the most important out of the 3. We're going to learn how to sustain momentum. So in order for us to sustain this momentum, we are going to leverage accountability. What do you mean by that, John? I want you to tell at least 5 people what you are going to start doing and when you're going to start doing it. 5 people. It can be 5 of your closest friends. It can be 5 complete strangers. I don't care. Tell 5 people. That is going to hold you accountable to what you said you're going to start. Now, I didn't say tell them what the end goal is. I said I want you to tell them what you are going to start doing. Maybe it's starting that exercise program. Maybe it's attending that book club. Maybe it's getting back into your faith. Maybe it's coming to the office early to get your paperwork out of the way before everybody else shows up so you can focus on the team. Whatever you're going to start doing, tell 5 people. Okay? That's going to help with your accountability. And then I want you to envision the end state. So go back and listen. It was the last episode that we recorded. Current state, future state. Envision what your future state is going to look like. And this takes a little bit of effort. A lot of people can't see or envision what the future looks like or even them in that. But I want you, Ed Milet calls it, you got to sell yourself the dream. If we are not selling ourselves the dream of weight loss, of hitting that $1 million threshold on our business, of growing our business, maybe we're looking to expand, hire another 10 employees, sell another 10 houses, bring another 4 Airbnbs or rental properties into our portfolio, whatever that looks like, I need you to sell yourself that dream. That will keep you motivated and it will keep this transformation from not being short-lived. It will create a mindset that will empower you to go get it done. So let's go back through the 3 topics that we've talked today. The first one, power of reset button. Figure out, first question, do I need a reset? Am I close to burnout? Am I getting complacent? Do I have misalignment within my goals? Whatever else you may consider the reason, commit. Give yourself that psychological fresh start. Then you're going to move into the strategies to refocus and rebuild. And here we're going to start with the list of start, stop, and continue. So what activities, after you hit that reset button, do you need to start, stop, and continue? This is going to allow us to reframe our mindset. You're going to pick up to 3. You don't have to pick 3, up to 3 activities that you are going to start, figure out what day 1 looks like. Then to sustain the momentum, you're going to find yourself an accountability partner. You're going to tell 5 people what you're going to start from the list that you identified above. And then you're going to sell yourself that dream. I know that that is going to help you be successful after hitting that reset button. It's not a shame thing. Everybody needs a reset. I've taken too many resets. I can't even count. Allow yourself to have that psychological reset and then go get the job done. Because I know if you're listening to this podcast, you're part of the Go Be Great community, you were meant to do big things. I believe in you. Go get it done. Go be great. Talk to everyone later. Bye-bye. If you like what you're hearing, do us a favor. Click on that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. That lets us know that what we are putting out benefits you. If you want additional information or resources or learn how to work with me, head on over to thejohnespinosa.com, because when we become better versions of ourselves, it helps us get others to where they're going. Go be great.